What's up, guys? Quantum2 here with another edition of What's New. I'm not really a rant guy. I don't do a lot of rants on this channel about anything. But especially video games. But today I'm going to come to you with a rant. And this rant is about the upcoming WWE video game, WWE 2K14, which will be released on October 29th. Next month, which is my birthday, that's pretty cool. But other than that, there's a lot of things to complain about. You know what? I'm not just gonna slam this game. I'm gonna go over its positives as well, the little positives that it has. I'm gonna give THQ/2K, the 2K team, a little leeway why this game is lacking, in my opinion. Now, we got our first real big information a little bit before. It's like, I believe it was earlier in the summer, definitely before SummerSlam in August. We saw the first trailer for WWE 2K14, and it basically showed us a couple new things. The Rock, a couple characters like The Rock, Ryback, John Cena, Macho Man Randy Savage, Shawn Michaels, Dolph Ziggler, and I believe that was it. Showed us those guys. Some people look awesome. You saw a little bit of The Rock's entrance. You saw that Ryback looked better this year. Everything was looking pretty cool. Pretty cool trailer. We saw we all saw Shawn Michaels do the catch finisher super kick. It was pretty neat, pretty cool. But then later on, if you fast forward, they announced the pre-order bonus, which was Ultimate Warrior, and then later on they showed the special edition for WWE 2K14, which is the Phenom edition, which includes different things, but the most important thing being the downloadable character American Badass Undertaker, which is pretty cool. He comes with like everything. It's pretty cool. I have a video about that, so you can go watch it if you want to. Then we fast forward to SummerSlam, which we didn't get any more information until SummerSlam, but that's something that we're all used to. We see the big roster reveal at SummerSlam, so everybody's all excited for the roster reveal. And they tell us the day before, maybe a couple of days before, that they're not going to show the contemporary roster or the current roster. They're just going to show the roster for the 30 years WrestleMania mode. What they did show, they beforehand they did show a trailer for it, which is pretty cool, showing this mode, which is kind of reminiscent of the Attitude Era mode that we had in WWE 13, which is basically a retrospective of all the every single WrestleMania up to WrestleMania 29, which in my opinion is pretty cool. So they give us the roster, which is a pretty decent, WrestleMania roster. I mean, you got your, guys you expect, like the Undertaker. You got Shawn Michaels. You got John Cena. You got Edge. A lot of people who made an impact. Then you have people that you weren't expecting, like Yokozuna, Goldberg, and for the first time ever in I believe in a modern day WWE game, Chico Razor Ramon. So which was pretty awesome to see those guys. And then they also show a lot of attention to detail in this mode with the different attires, which is that's a plus. They had to get the actual the attires that they wore at the event, which is pretty cool. It's like Shawn Michaels and Undertaker have like a bazillion different attires for that mode, which is hopefully we'll be able to use those outside of those mode. We actually be able to use those alternate attires in exhibition and online in universe mode. So we get the roster, that's fine. So we have to wait a little bit longer for the current roster. So this must mean that the current roster is going to be 10 times better than the 30 years of WrestleMania mode, because they're holding these guys back. We only got a couple current guys. They showed us Ryback, Rey Mysterio, Dolph Ziggler, CM Punk, The Miz, Del Rio, Antonio Cesaro, and Undertaker, John Cena, Randy Orton, all those guys in the 30 years WrestleMania mode. But they were holding back on the rest of the current roster. So I'm thinking, man, okay, well maybe they're still working on it. We're going to see a huge roster. We're going to see basically everybody. No, let me tell you, I didn't expect them to have everybody on the roster. That is unrealistic. A lot of people expect that. I didn't expect that. I mean, WWE's changing all the time, so I didn't expect them to have everybody in the roster. But when they announced the roster on Monday night, I think a lot of people were disappointed, including me, because there's certain people that I believe should have been in the game that on this, not DLC, that should be on this in the game, but did not make it. So basically, we got the WWE 13 roster. It's basically the WWE 13 roster with 6 extra characters, or 7. Those characters are Darren Young, Titus O'Neil, the primetime players, and the Shield, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and 2 extra divas, which are Caitlyn and Oksana. So yeah, we got those people, but we didn't get Fandango and Biggie Langston, who have been seen in the company way beforehand. I mean, before WrestleMania. They said that the cutoff date was in March. Yeah, WrestleMania was in April, I think. But I'm pretty sure we've seen promos and stuff for we know Biggie Langston's been on the roster way beforehand, and they were doing promos for Fandango before WrestleMania even came along. I mean, before WrestleMania was even around, or March. Before March, that's what I should say. So I don't see why they couldn't just, mocap stuff for Fandango and Biggie Langston. Even though they knew that they were on their way in. They did this for Sin Cara. I don't see why they couldn't do this for those 2 guys. So I believe that those 2 guys should be on the roster. They're nowhere to be found. Those 2, the Usos aren't there, they were downloadable characters for WWE 13. So I don't see exactly why they're not in the game. This Corey Ledesma, I guess one of the head guys at WWE Games, basically said that the Usos weren't on TV at the time, so they didn't make the game. Which I don't get it, because at the same time, David Otunga, of all people who made the game, wasn't really on TV as well, and he's still not on TV. He made a Royal Rumble appearance. I guess that's why he's in the game. But the Usos, of all people, I see that. I mean, a lot of people like the Usos. I don't see why you would hold them out of the game. Some other characters should have made it were the Bella Twins, who were back before, was back around March or so. Alicia Fox, and yeah, I mean, that's definitely, I think all those should have made it. And it's weird having speaking of the divas, it's weird having Lita in the game without Trish. I mean, I know why Lita's in the game because of the Edge match, but I mean, you might as well throw Trish in there as well. Just cause. I mean, it's weird. It's like having Stone Cold without The Rock. It's just weird. But anyway, yeah, that's basically my rant on the roster. I believe that though I don't see, there should be no excuse why at least Biggie Langston and Fandango shouldn't be on this. They should be on this. I didn't expect the Wyatt family. I didn't expect Curtis Axel. I didn't expect RVD. I wouldn't even expect if RVD even makes DLC because he came so late. But Curtis Axel and the Wyatt family, at least Bray Wyatt, should be in a DLC pack. But now we have to pay for guys that should already be in the game. We have to pay extra for Fandango, for Biggie Langston, for the Bella Twins, and possibly Alicia Fox, who's been in the game several times, but we're going to pay extra for her, and probably Trish Stratus and some other legends from the 30 Years of WrestleMania mode, I'm fine with that. But those divas and those 2 superstars should definitely be on this, but they're not for some reason. So it's basically, like I said, the WWE 13 roster with 6 extra characters. It's like WWE. It's like Super WWE 2K, Super WWE 13. They're kind of going on the Capcom route of seem like it's like an expansion game. Like, it's not like a full game. Let's think about it. I mean, if you look at this game right now, we don't know anything about it, really. I mean, I guess we may do. Maybe this is all they have, which is kind of lame, basically. I mean, this proves my point that it's a Super WWE 13. We had catch finishers. They showed us the roster, and they've been throwing 30 years of WrestleMania in our face for a good month and a half, and that's all we've been hearing about. We know nothing about the creation suite. We know nothing about universe mode. We know nothing about this thing, the superstar heads thing that they're not even. The only reason we found this out was because of the what is it? Because of the achievement list for the game that leaked. So they're still holding back on that. There's no sign of a story designer. Um, there's nowhere that's nowhere to be found. So they might have taken that out. There seems to be no new match types. Um, really, there's other than like new reversals and the catch finisher. There's really nothing to this game. I mean, you got 30 years WrestleMania catch finishers, and then the new reversal system. Um, that's all we got. I mean, come on, there got to be more cooking in the oven than that, man. I mean, I understand that they made this WWE Games made this transition from THQ to 2K, but that shouldn't even be an excuse because the Ukes have been working on this game nonstop, even during the transition from 2K to from THQ to 2K. So I don't see any excuses why there shouldn't be more content in this game. This is the last game of the current gen. Next year will be it'll be on PS4 and Xbox One, which is definitely hopefully they say they're working on that right now, and I expect that game if that game is lacking, I swear to God, man. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm gonna stop playing those games, playing WWE games, but I mean I just feel like there's should be no excuses for a great game with loads of content. We're gonna need more matches, more match types needed. They need to revamp the steel cage match. They need to even work on the Royal Rumble match. I mean, I like the Royal Rumble match, but there's certain things wrong with it. Um, More stuff for ladder matches. Uh, More outside the ring. That's nothing to do really outside of the ring. They need to work on a lot of stuff. But that's another video. I'm not gonna go into all that for the future. But I'm just talking about 2K14, which in my opinion is not a bad game. It looks like it's gonna be an okay game, but it's nothing special. There's nothing special coming from this game, other than what we got these awesome legends and alumni that we haven't seen in some time, like Goldberg, Yokozuna, and Razor Ramon, who haven't been in the game for a long time. But other than that, it's nothing really. So, what's your opinion on WWE 2K14? Are you going to buy it? Which edition are you getting? Do you believe that this mode is lacking certain, or do you think it's going to be the best WWE game ever? Leave comments below, subscribe, rate. Stay gold, everybody. Peace.